The DNJ connection. One smart, tall, and charming. The other? Short, angry, and annoying.
What? Hey guys, welcome to season 2 of the DNJ Connection web show. What a year it was last year, which saw our first ever live show with Worship Combined. Thanks guys for making that night fantastic. Yes. For everyone that did attend, we hope you got a lot out of it. We hope some of you found God while we were there. It was great to sort of catch up with a few people who we probably hadn't even seen before. And well, special thanks to someone who came at short notice and was definitely great to meet and finally get to perform with, and that was Emmanuel Kelly. Emmanuel, if you're watching, mate, thanks for joining us. We hope to do something with you in the future. Now, for the first segment, what is it, mate? We got to meet someone very lovely. I believe you know her for a long time.
Yeah, well, it's the person I'm going to be interviewing is a family friend of ours. She's a great lady. Her name is Joyce, and she, apart from studies full-time and working as well, she's actually also a volunteer for this organisation called We Don't Care. It's an organisation run for young people to get out there and make a difference in the world by volunteering with a lot of different organisations and raise money for charities.
Yeah. So here's the interview with Joyce that we had, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so we're here with Joyce.
Joyce. Everybody say hi, Joyce. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, Joyce. Joyce. Yeah. Welcome, and thank you for being our first guest on the web show. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, first, number one.
So Joyce is from a organisation called We Don't Care, and we actually helped out with them. When did you actually do yours, Jan?
We helped out. When was it? Like just before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just before Christmas. And at the Sacred Heart Mission Centre in a soup kitchen, more specifically. It's actually a large organisation. They do a lot of stuff for the community, but we were stationed at the soup kitchen area, and also a few people were helping out with the op shop.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing, but I did mainly clean up and cut stuff, and I dropped a lot of cheese on the ground, which was kind of embarrassing, but everyone had a good laugh at me, and we all found out that I can't crack eggs. Yeah, the less said about that is the better. So basically, can you just tell us about how you guys actually started?
Okay, so We Don't Care was started by one of my really good friends' ex-boyfriend, and he wanted to get involved with volunteering. He had a group of friends at church, and he wanted to take them someplace to, help out the community. And he caught up a few different places, and they said to him that they didn't actually need the manpower. What they wanted was money, so they had enough volunteers. And he thought to himself, well, young people, we don't have money to give, but we have our time, we have our talents, we have our skills, and he wanted to find a way to utilise that. So We Don't Care Inc. was basically an organisation formed. We registered ourselves, and now what we're trying to do is be a group of young people, and instead of volunteering with an organisation, we volunteer and create events to fundraise for that particular charity. So in that way we can partner with businesses, we can partner with different charities, and we can do different causes, and we're volunteering with each other, with other young people. So it's like fun volunteering. Yeah.
So did you have any goals when you first started out with this?
No, not really. It was a bit of a hit and miss sort of thing.
Okay.
Just sort of register ourselves and see how we went, pretty much.
Okay,
yeah.
That's cool. But, so how did Sacred Heart come into it?
Well, Sacred Heart they're basically a mission. They do soup kitchen, they do, what do they do? They offer showers, they provide a lot of services for homeless people, helping them find a job, that sort of thing. My friend has been volunteering at the soup kitchen for about a year now, and she got me into it. And what I did was I contacted Sacred Heart, and I asked them if a group of us from We Don't Care could come down and do volunteering, because We Don't Care is about I guess when we say we want to partner with businesses and charities to fundraise, we also want to be involved with the actual charities so that we're not really removed from their cause. We're not just about the money. So I wanted to get a team in just to really be actually physically helping out people who are homeless, so give them that experience. And yeah, so Sacred Heart Mission just contacted them and they run a soup kitchen, so we were able to help out with that.
Well, when I was there, I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and because like obviously we live in Glen Waverley and we don't really have that many soup kitchens. If I don't think we even have one, do we, Jan?
Not that I'm aware of, and I think that's one of the issues. I think there are young people that are putting their hand out to want to help out, but maybe they just don't know where to look or where the services that are provided are located. Yeah, well, the majority of today's generation seems to be pretty lazy, and I remember talking to a couple of friends of mine about the soup kitchen and what I did, and they applauded me for it, and I was just going, well, I think it's the right thing to do, and I was like, oh, did God, sort of tell you to do it? And I'm like, yeah, but it's also the fact that I want to do it out of kindness of my own heart. Alright, so like, how many people are part of We Don't Care?
Originally it was 4 people, and then I think it became 10, and then 28, and then we did the fashion fund. We had about 100 volunteers on that day.
Oh, tell us about that fashion fund.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fashion fund was our first project. It was our first event that we used to raise money for 3 charities. Originally it was going to be a fashion sale in a warehouse. We were going to collect second-hand clothes and just sell them and give the money to charity, but then it evolved into this this massive event that we collaborated with a lot of people from the fashion industry, like stylists and makeup artists. There's this PR company called AMPR, and they do all the PR for like Melbourne Spring Fashion Week.
Sweet. That's cool.
Melbourne Central. So we were able to partner with them, and they did all our PR for us, and we got involved with Fed Square, and we held the event there. We rented a massive inflatable cube, and basically our clothes that were given to us, they were all really good, like branded second-hand things, and we sold them for from anywhere to $20 to $300, and we gave the money to charities. So and that cause was for homeless people as well. So our charities, we picked them to make sure that they will cover 3 aspects of the homeless issue. I guess one was shelter, so we had Swags for the Homeless, which is a company, and they make backpack beds, and they fold into tents, sort of covering and with a bed, so that a homeless person can actually carry their shelter with them, and it looks like a backpack. It doesn't look like if they're carrying a bunch of stuff with them. And then we had Credo Cafe, which was another soup kitchen for the food aspects, and then Kids Undercover, which organised education and career opportunities for homeless people. So,
that's good. Well, we've pretty much covered everything, but the one thing that needs to be said, like, do you have a website where we can check you guys out?
Yeah, the address is listed down below.
Well, thank you, Joyce, for being on the part of the show. We wish you luck in the future. So, and hopefully we can do a lot more work with you guys as well.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so definitely, guys, support We Don't Care. Oh, wait, before we finish, tell us about the origin of the name.
Yeah, actually,
who came up with that name and how?
It's so Gen Y as well.
And I'm sure you would have got a lot of people like, wait, you're a charity organisation and you call it We Don't Care. Please enlighten us on that.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially calling suppliers to help us get event decorations, and they're like, who shall we charge to? I'm like, we don't care. But and it is a very Generation Y thing. Sam, our director, came up with it. I think it was sort of just a play on the fact that Gen Y people really don't think we care, even though we do. And even the way we approach things, sometimes just like, meh, we just do it, we just wing it. So that's it, pretty much.
So it's a reflection of some of the views of our society.
Or the negative stereotype that we get as kids now.
Do you find that has hindered any opportunities, or has it just drawn good positive conversation from it?
I think it has drawn positive conversation. I mean, some people are just they're wincing when you tell them we don't care, but I think if we do care, it would be a lot
cornea.
less impact as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so wait, it makes people sit up and listen, or sit up and go, wait, what did you say?
Yeah. And
No,
then,
just imagine. You know, you got all the charity organisations. There's the Red Cross, what is it, Salvos, and you got we don't care. Everyone just goes, oh, is that a real organisation? Because remember when we went there, the person who was instructing us, she was like freaked out that was the name. And I was just like, because I never heard it before.
Ask Joyce. Ask Joyce. I don't know that name. Ask Joyce. Yeah, that's
I was freaking out because I obviously didn't know what the organisation was called, and
it was just a bit of a tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, I was like,
maybe I just made it up because I couldn't be stopped.
But it does have a tongue-in-cheek value to it, which is good, which is pretty effective, I'd say. It's got some, you know, quirkiness to the name, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you again, and we'll
thanks Joyce for coming.
Yep.
Thank you.
And joining us
for having me
on our awesome show on the couch.
Yeah. So what are we gonna call the couch?
The couch.
The couch.
The couch.
Yep. The couch. Yeah. All right. So
the DNJ couch.
Yeah. The DNJ couch.
That's right.
Oh, so it's a parody on like DNJC. So the DNJ couch. Ah!
You don't get a
so lame.
Because I was lame.
Yeah. Well, the last couple months I've been really addicted to anime and manga, to the point where, well, he really, he's not liking the fact that I'm watching it a lot and reading a lot. Well, you know, at the end of the day, I got an action Bible, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
We'll show it in the next episode, but yeah.
Very cool.
So this is a skit that we pretty much did that's inspired by my love of anime. And
my love of whooping his ass as well.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoy this bit.
Jam, for too long, you've dishonored my family. I challenge you to a duel!
Really? Well, firstly, I'm the only one that can talk about dishonoring my family here. I'm the full Asian. You're only half. And secondly, I wouldn't mind seeing you lose. So yeah, alright. I accept that challenge.
Now God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Don't you see? If God had made Adam and Steve, there wouldn't be a you and a me. If God had made Jane and Jane, would have had trouble with the people on the planet. So God made Adam and Eve. That's the way that
I love cucumbers.
That's what you get for not eating your veggies.
How's it that I always listen to Jam? Alright, let's watch some anime. Wait a minute. Dragon Ball Z. I wonder if I could be a Super Saiyan. It must be done.
Dan, what did you drag me up here on my lunch break? I have to get back to work in half an hour. What's going on?
You beat me once. I've already got a new skill.
Ready to lose again. Alright, bring it on.
I'm ready for you now, Jam.
Yep, that just happened.
You know, it really sucks that. You know what the funny thing is? During the filming of that.
You know what the funny thing is?
What?
What on earth is this CD?
No.
What on earth is this?
No. Oh gosh.
Can you see that? The best of the half. What on earth do you have the best of the whole album?
Okay.
Please explain. I think I've used decent explanation on this. Let's just keep it on there just for shock value.
Okay. There's a song called Looking for Freedom, which is
Number 1?
No. Oh yeah, number 1. Sorry, I thought it was number 4. It goes, looking for freedom. Which is saying in Germany, right? You know when the Berlin Wall was coming down? Right? Remember how he was on top of the wall? And he was singing? That was the song he was singing. And come on man, it's the half. The half. The half.
There's a reason why this is only $2. Alright.
Actually, I got it for 20 cents at the Salvos.
Can you say that louder, please? How much did you get it for? 20 cents at the Salvos.
Yes.
Gee, and I thought $2 was an insult, but yeah.
Okay, well, this is the end of episode 1, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, this is a segment. This is our final segment for the show. So, it's basically entitled "Walk Into the Door of Light," which will be the title of my book that I'm writing. And yeah, so this actually deals with a lot of people that suffer from depression, like myself, and dealing with through ways of you know, being a Christian. So we hope you enjoy this last segment, and we'll see you next month. So, yeah. All in all, you know, we live in a world where it's very dark, and you know, a lot of us suffer from depression. A lot of us have anxiety and stuff. And if you're like me, you know, you found God, but there are certain times where you just feel like everything is just horrible. And you know, those times are called you know, panic episodes or panic attacks or whatever. So today on this segment, I would like to just share what I do and what I've actually learned over the past 5 years of my life of being a Christian, and what to do. So these are my 5 steps. So number 1 is pray to God. Whenever you're having an episode, it's usually, you know, the worst feeling in the world, and you know, you don't want anyone to help you really. But the first thing you need to sort of do is to look to God and say, God, you know, help me through this. And you know, I'm saying a quick prayer. It seems to help sometimes, you know, not all the time, but at least you set it out there, you know, to give that problem to God, and to you know, let that burden sort of go away a little bit. Number 2 is firstly, you know, contact your closest friend. You know, I've got Jam here. He's, you know, been my rock half the time, and you know, he's heard a lot of my stories. I've heard his. You know, I've done that with you, and you've done it with me, haven't you, Jam? You know, and you know, it's not. You can't even just be your bestie. You know, it could be, you know, a really good friend, or even just a friend. You know, just trying to get in contact with someone who you can just talk it out. Because half the time you need to have someone to talk to, and why not your bestie? Why not just a friend? You know. Number 3, try to be with someone positive. So, you know, I rely on Jam a lot because he's always positive. You never really see this guy, you know, angry, upset. Well, unless it involves me, you know, when I don't eat my vegetables. But that's a whole different other story, isn't it, Jam? Yeah. So, try to be with someone around you, or try to fill your life with someone or some people who are positive. And if you're in a situation where you can't be, drop everything down and try to get there. Because the one thing that you do need during this time is positive things. Brings you out to number 4. So, the worst thing is, during this period, you can always be feeling negative. So, you know, the other day I was feeling very negative because I was thinking of, you know, past relationships that have gone sour for me. 3 in particular that have really hurt me over the last few years, and you know, all I could think of was negative thoughts. So the 4th point is to try to remember the good times. So what I did in the midst of all this, was trying to think of, you know, when we performed the Super Funky Happy Times, which is by far one of the best times of my life. And then I started thinking about, you know, my time when I became a Christian, like what has God done for me, and little by little that got me through this pain. And what can I say? You know, it's a journey that I have to go through. Everything that goes through in life is God's will, and you know, you have to always remember that God always has a plan for whatever's, you know, going wrong in your life. I know for me, it's, for people who actually know me on a personal level, you know, it's sort of pretty condescending that I'm saying this, but I know in my heart that a lot of the bad things that have happened in my life is because it's to make me stronger. I've been through a lot of pain in my life. I'm a victim of child abuse, you know. I'm a victim of verbal abuse from people, and I'm physical abuse as well. You know, racial, everything, you know, everything under the sun has pretty much happened to me, and yet I'm still here, and God's brought me here. So when I'm going through these times, you know, obviously, you know, that negative thoughts come into my head, but then I remember, you know, I have a really good life. You know, I'm still alive. I've got good health. I've got good friends, and I remember times where it's the best, and that's, you know, the best about, you know, tip 4. Sorry. And tip 5 is, when in doubt, just try and smile. You know, Monty Python had it right. Always look on the bright side. You know, it was always. It's always a hard life, you know, but what I've learned in the last few weeks working at my new job is that even through the hard times, even if I'm going through pain, I need to smile. And for many years I never smiled at all, and you can really see how negative I've been. But yet, since I've been smiling the last few weeks, I get through. When I get home, I might be exhausted, I might be, you know, just feeling glad, but either way I've got a smile on my face, and that's the best. And I know that's what God wants me to do, is just to, you know, smile through it and get by it. But just remember one thing, through all these times, you know, you have the best people around you. You just got to look out for them. You got to look into yourself as well, because, you know, even though God is great, you always got to look into yourself as well, because at the end of the day, everyone needs help. I hope this has helped you guys, and just remember, these are only suggestions. So, you know, if you do need more help, you know, please seek help from, you know, psychiatrists or doctors, pastors, close friends. You know, everyone needs help, and, you know, don't feel, you know, scared to speak out, because I know for me, it nearly killed me. And since I've been, you know, seeing my psychiatrist, since I've been talking to my pastor, since I've been talking to Jam, you know, I feel better about myself, and I'm a lot more healthier than I was, you know, 3 years ago. And I can honestly say it's God that's sort of given me the strength to do that, and it's also people around me who's given me the strength. So please, if you do suffer from depression, if you do suffer from bipolar, and you haven't spoken out, try to find your peace, and try to find help. Stay safe, and God bless. We'll see you next month.